dub dub. Dooby dooby da, dooby dooby dub dub.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. We have very active lifestyles. It's not all wandering the countryside aimlessly or scaring passing motorists. And we all love a good cup of joe. And there's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. Bold, robust, delicious. It's coffee that can wake the dead. With over a dozen different roasts and flavors, Deadly Grounds can satisfy the most finicky of coffee addicts. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Yes, Baby Yoda is the safe word for the evening. Welcome welcome all to the Dorkening, and tonight we are gonna be. This is you're not seeing double. This is our second show of the evening, and want to thank you all for joining us tonight. And James, you doing a little dance there? What's going on?
I don't know. It's Wednesday night. It's the longest Wednesday known to man, so it's the longest Friday ever.
Oh yeah, and Yo-Yo's here.
I have nothing witty to say at the moment. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I failed you.
That's fine. And our special guest, Jonathan Truax. Did I say your last name right?
Truax.
Truax. Okay.
Truax. Yeah.
Truax.
If Alex was here, X, don't give it to him.
Oh my gosh!
He's not here, so we're gonna we have the right to bust on him. That's how it goes.
Facts.
Yeah. Steven from Super Retro says, "Good evening, guys." Thank you, Steve.
Good evening, sir.
We're gonna be talking about James, your friend here. Jonathan has a con called Googles and Gadgets. Creation convention. Goggles. I need goggles to see the
You see the reason why we don't have a lot of guests on the show anymore?
Very funny. I see how it is.
Actually, he's that way.
Yeah.
Actually, no, sorry, this way. There you go. It's like the Brady Bunch. You got to figure out which way you got to point.
Yeah. And where I arrange the cameras after the fact. And also, we're going to be talking about New York Toy Fair happened this weekend as well. And I'm sure some other dorky news, including James is spotting a fancy microphone there. No hissing anymore.
I know, no hissing, no nothing. I'm a grown boy with real podcasting equipment. It only took me 3 years for this, and I have to thank Leo for the wonderful upgrade. It is greatly appreciated. I think it also got to a point. He's like, I gave him a mic for free. It worked for about a year and a half. I bought him 8 cables. I'm done with this. I'm making sure his equipment that works.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, we went through a couple cables on the Yeti, and it's just well, that Yeti was old, so it was time for it to crap to bed, as you say. Let's hop on over to Jonathan. So tell us about your convention.
So we're doing a one-day convention for the first one. It's called Creation Convention, and it's the first one's going to be an introductory kind of convention. We're just trying to get people, give them a feel for what we want to do, because we want to do something really big. The first one's going to be just a one-day, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, April 25th. At the Red Line Hotel in Albany, and there's if anybody plans on attending, which I really hope so, bring your dancing shoes. This might be a little different. It's not your regular convention. The first one we're going to introduce some stuff and what we want to do, But next summer we're hoping to pull off a 2-week convention. Now, I know that might sound kind of crazy, but I mean, how cool would that be to have like a full 2-week convention with chock full of stuff in it? And yeah, that's what we're already planning for that. But like I say, this one. We're keeping it simple. It's a one-day event, and we're going to have vendors, and we're going to have music and all that, and cosplay competition. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And I believe you said it, but where's the con located?
It's for the people that are familiar with the area, it's 5 minutes from Colony Center on Wolf Road in Albany, New York. And Colony Center is on your right. It's about like 5 minutes up the road, a little over a mile from Colony Center. And so, yeah.
Very cool. So what got you into? We hear the stories about how difficult it is to start up a con. What are some of the?
No kidding.
So how does one enter this madness? I mean, it's just
by the seat of your pants. Frankly, if you haven't done anything like this before, which I haven't, you kind of have to be a little crazy to want to attempt something like this, which I've been told I am. So let me just back up a little bit and tell you how I got to this point. So, you're familiar with what happened at the ITT Technical Institute?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I was going there, and I was set to graduate in 6 months, and then they closed, like, totally. I got a text from a buddy of mine when I woke up, like, a week before I was supposed to go back to class, and said, yeah, they're done, dude. We're done. The whole place is shut down totally forever. And so I was, that started me looking for work for over a year, maybe a year and a half or something like that. Didn't find anything. I finally found a job at BJ's, which, it was a job. And then I found the best job I've ever had, ever. And then they called me up one day and said, oh yeah, call us at the end of your day today. And without warning, totally out of the blue, they said, oh yeah, so today was your last day. Bye. Like, okay, wow. That came out of nowhere. So then that happened. Then I was unemployed for another 2.5 months, and I was trying to find other work, and I found another temp job, and I was like, well, why not? It's better than unemployment. So I took that, and then the same thing happened. The same thing happened at that one. They just let me go very suddenly, and this was last September actually. That was the second one that I've been let go from, and so it's like, okay, this is insane. And I was already thinking about doing a convention on the side, and I thought it could be kind of fun to try and put one on. And but then I was like, you know what? I got some money, I got some time. Why not? Well, let's see if we can do this. So I took a month straight, didn't look for work or anything. Got some money left over from my last two previous jobs, and I was like, let's try it. All right, let's see if I can, if I can pull this off. And got some pretty good momentum, got people saying they were interested, and so yeah, then I kept working on it, and yeah, I would say that's pretty much how I came to this point.
Very cool. What are some of the highlights? What can people expect from the con coming up?
So it's a little bit of a combination of things that you don't normally see together. The fandoms that I'm focusing on are steampunk, Star Wars, DC, video games, anime, and Marvel. I'm a big Lord of the Rings and Chronicles of Narnia fan. If I could find anybody out there, if you're a Lord of the Rings and or Chronicles of Narnia vendor for like cosplay or other things like that, yes, we want you. So far I haven't found too many of those, but I wanted to do something different than just another, Comic-Con lookalike or something like that. So, like I said, we're gonna have music there. We're gonna have cosplay competition, and it's gonna focus more on cosplay because that's what I like, creating things like that. And one of the things that we're looking to expand on for the 2-week show is have a place where people can build pretty much anything from home furnishings to cosplay to whatever they want. And so yeah, we're focusing more on cosplay this time and just helping people, like giving them accessories for things they wouldn't necessarily see in a convention in this area. Like I think there's Albany Comic-Con, which is a little bit different, and so yeah.
Nice. There was one con here in Connecticut that it is not primarily cosplayers, but they definitely are favorable to the cosplayers, and they had like a cosplay clinic. So like if your costume broke down mid-convention, you can go there for like repairs.
I've heard,
my sister down in North Carolina is the cosplay hospital at a bunch of the conventions down in like the Triad, Greensboro, High Point, Raleigh. She has a little walking around booth and stuff like that. So, I mean, it sounds pretty interesting. I mean, I think the 2-week one's very ambitious. I've never heard of a con longer than about 5 days or so. And you said
cool though, because that also gives people who couldn't necessarily make it during like a certain period, a longer period to
definitely
see what's going on.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things that I was thinking about for the 2-week convention. Actually, kind of make it like almost like a geek culture vacation type of thing. We're gonna have packages, different packages for times that people want to, if they want to stay longer. So yeah.
Very cool. I don't know what I was going to go with that. My mind
of
just
course
totally went right.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's been a long day. I traffic coming home and then recording the first show. Then I had like a 10-minute break between the first show and then this one. And yeah, my brain's a little fried. I apologize. James, please forgive me. Please forgive me.
No, you're fine.
I remember what I was going to ask.
Hey,
It popped in there. Popped in there. So
It just popped in there. What just popped in there?
Oh my god!
Phrasing. We're still saying phrasing, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, thanks. That
My mind's blank. Your mind's blank, right? What'd you do, Leo?
Huh?
that's why I love you,
What?
James. Absolutely love
What just popped in there?
it. Okay, so do you have any cosplaying groups that are going to be like the 501st? There's Ghostbuster groups. Any groups signed up to come to the con, or is that something you're looking for? Or
So yeah, we've not right now, but we're always open to. We're from the right now. We're gonna start going to conventions in March and April, and hopefully get some more traction there to attract more groups. I did reach out to the 501st Legion and Mandalorian Mercs and a few other places. So yeah.
nice. And when is the con?
It's April 25th. That's a Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
There we go.
So you're gonna have a bunch of cosplayers, a bunch of groups. Are you gonna have like some workshops? Are you having some panels?
We thought
what
about
else is going on?
So we thought about doing that, but it's right now it's basically just me working on it. I have one other person kind of help me out a little bit, but right now it's just me putting it on, and so like I said, the first one I'm keeping simple, and we're basically introducing people to what we want to do. We're actually gonna one of the tables we're gonna have is inviting people to get involved with the convention for the next show. But right now, yeah, like I said, we're keeping it really simple, and so yeah.
Any interesting vendors going to be there so far? It's been that are going to be there.
Right now, we actually have a licensed Disney artist coming, and we got another cosplayer. I don't know if you ever heard of Moon Archie.
I have not.
She's another one of our guests, and Airship Dark Lords is another one of our vendors, and they're like a steampunk type of vendor. So yeah.
Very cool.
So you mentioned you guys are going to have some cosplay contests. You got any? Are those those people also going to be judges? Do you have like surprise judges, categories, prizes? What are the competitions going to be like?
Sure. So right now, I guess you can kind of say there's surprise judges because probably nobody knows who they're going to be. So yeah, we're working on we're working on different prizes, and there's going to be, I think I'm going to have it as like a first, second, and third place prizes. So yep.
Cool.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned something vendors. We can use this as a little segue. Speaking of vendors, some online vendors have started taking pre-orders for some toys. Did you guys?
Well, Leo, one more question for Jonathan before we jump into your Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Where can people find more information about your convention?
I'm sorry?
Where can people find more information about the convention? You have a web, Facebook,
Sure,
YouTube, like.
Sure. So right now the Facebook page is up, and if you look up Goggles and Gadgets on Facebook, you'll find our page on there.
And actually, if you also check the show notes down below or up above, depending on where you're watching or listening to us, I have the link right there. Easy enough to find. You just got to click it. That's all you got to do. Just click. Click, 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 click.
Click, click.
You want to click that link.
Do it. Do it.
So,
All right, so you were saying, Leo. Sorry to cut you off, but I figured
it's fine.
I wanted to plug his thing.
Much
plug his
appreciated.
show.
Much appreciated. And you always saving my butt there, James, and I appreciate it. So obviously the news has been flooded with toys being released. Animatronic Baby Yoda. How much? Did we get a price on that yet?
I don't know. I didn't see a price. I think they said it's supposed to be somewhat affordable.
Somewhat affordable.
I don't see. I think it's. What did you say?
I could have sworn I saw a price somewhere. Give me a moment.
Well, I know there's one for like $350, but I don't think that's the one. I think it's supposed to be like.
Looks like it's gonna be 70.
60.
I have 69.
No, that's right.
Zavi has $69.99. So
What does Hasbro say?
Yeah, Hasbro says 60. The pre-order's already available for 60.
Fine, 60. Can I pre-order on Amazon? Okay.
That's how you hear. It was like, fine, 60, just here.
Shut up, take my money.
What?
So for those listening, if you really come online and watch Leo's face, so
Leo looks like a kid on Christmas. Like,
it is corresponding with the sounds.
Look at the ears. Look at the ears. Oh my god, this thing's so freaking adorable.
Oh god.
Leo, come back.
Leo's wallet is now like $180 lighter because he's gonna buy 3 just to have in different rooms.
Well,
what if they talk to each other? What if these are the new Furbies?
oh yes.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, so here's the thing. You're gonna see tons of people dressing up as it's not Django. Who's Mando. For cosplays for the cons, and they're gonna have this little baby with them. It's
They'll have their actual kid just
I'm gonna do that with Harrison. I'm gonna pick the little pod for him and paint him green and let him float next to me.
There we go. You're gonna hook up ears for him to pull the
100%.
string. They go down.
I mean, like I said, if we ever go to a convention, we have like 3 outfits picked out for him. We're good to go. We have him as Short Round, we have him as Baby Yoda, and we have him as Pee-wee.
Oh, nice. So I've been drooling over these toys. What have you guys
mainly
seen?
Baby Yoda, but
Just Baby Yoda.
Well, just a baby, but I mean, oh my god, did you see the vintage collection slave one?
Yeah, it's called nostalgia. It sells. Hasbro knows it. NECA knows it. Everybody knows it.
It's $150.
And let me guess, you're buying 7.
And
it's like, I know exactly how much it is plus shipping now because I just spent the money on it.
it comes in a vintage box this was the one
Is
toy
it
that
really vintage?
Well, it says vintage on it.
Give me a moment. I have an old pizza box over here. Right, vintage on it.
I mean, Leo, if you want, as Tommy Boy used to say, I can take a dump in a box and write vintage on it.
So this is one of the toys that a friend of mine had growing up, and I really wanted it. It looks like it comes with a Han frozen and in carbonite, unless it's just in the box. Maybe it doesn't come with it. It looks awesome. Yeah, it does. It does come with a Han and carbonite.
I was impressed by this year's NECA releases, including the Back to the Future stuff, the animated Back to the Future stuff, which I loved because that was one of the cartoons that I remember watching, as well as I always had the DeLorean Happy Wheel DeLorean from Happy Meals that sparked when you pulled it back. The back sparked like where the flux capacitor was.
Back when kids' toys used to be able to cause a fire. Captain Planet, man. Captain Planet.
Yep. Damn it. But I like that. I like the Jaws. I like the Aliens. All those NECA figures look awesome. The Turtles were
Rise of the
awesome. Yep.
So for the people watching the live stream, I have Quint right now up. He just looks friggin' phenomenal.
Yeah, especially with the especially as you can have the, because it's NECA. You have he has the can. One of the accessories is the can, the crushed Narragansett can.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Still smell the leftover beer.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Narragansett. I mean, they released the Narragansett cans now as that ever since like the anniversary of Jaws.
Oh, and Brody comes with a chum bucket too.
Oh yeah. Is Plankton with that bucket? Really, Leo? Really?
Yeah, I was really expecting something.
I missed it. It went right over my head.
Plankton, the chum bucket, SpongeBob.
Oh, I never really watched SpongeBob.
How have you managed to go your existence without watching?
Stop.
What?
You have never seen SpongeBob?
I started watching like the movie. I got like 15 minutes into it, and I'm like, what the hell am I watching?
Well, you got to watch some of the episodes.
Yeah. No, I know. I need to. Yeah. Steven from Super Retro says, I'm preparing my wallet over the NECA reveals from New York Toy Fair.
You have an intro from Tom Kenny, who is the voice of SpongeBob, and
I've seen I've seen clips of SpongeBob.
Oh my god!
Oh god, that was just wonderful.
So I need to watch SpongeBob.
Don't even put on Nickelodeon. It's on 24/7 and watch 2 or 3 episodes.
Okay.
I always joked around. I would put SpongeBob on when I just wanted my brain to turn off. It's so dumb. It's just it's funny.
Wait, you can turn off your brain?
Yeah, it's called watching SpongeBob.
I must give this a try. What about you, Jonathan? Anything you see that you're excited for?
Honestly, the Baby Yoda does sound pretty cool. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
For me, if anyone's asking, is the re-release of the real Ghostbusters Kenner line.
Kenner has a few things.
All day. Pre-orders at Walmart. Done. You get all 4 of the Ghostbusters, Slimer, and State Puff. All re-releases of the Kenner line. It's a Walmart exclusive. It's awesome. And so the funny thing is, I had the Spangler one growing up. That's my one. And actually, Jen, God bless her heart, last birthday, she got me an old toy of it. She got me a bunch of toys. Because in conversations I told her I lost a lot of my childhood toys in a couple moves. I lost my Ghostbuster Firehouse, my Ecto 1, all my Ghostbusters toys in a couple different moves. And so she went out of her way and bought me a box of toys, including the Spangler one that was in the box. It was, a used one, but that's exactly what it was. Of course, cry my eyes out because I'm a little sap when she does amazing things like that, which is all the time. But I saw this and I was like, oh my God. As they announced it, when the fair opened on Friday because I have so many Ghostbuster friends in the community and stuff. That's all my thing was just a list of the same 7 photos over and over again, not including they brought back the Ghostbuster Photon Pack, which was blue, like the old one from the 80s. So there'll be a lot of money spent on Ghostbuster accessories this year, and my children better be used to it. So,
And you have the plasma series as well, which I have up as well.
but see, I've been never a fan of those. I've never been a fan of the Diamond Selects, and you guys know that from interaction. I'm not a big action figure collector. I never have been. Funko Pops have kind of just turned into my world pretty recently since the wedding, and it's more of like we like having in our house because we set up cool little scenes. But yeah, I'm not a big action figure guy. I really not. I think they're gorgeous and I think they're getting really cool. But I'm looking at some of the stuff and like, okay, now I want to get them because here's the thing: like, I'll get an action figure and I'll give it to Harrison or Wes, and he'll play with them, and that makes me cool because I'm passing on what I liked to these kids, and they're playing with it, so it makes me happy. I also feel like I win at parenting by buying my kids action figures, and I can play with them.
Another big release is Transformers. A lot of people really hyped about Skylynx and Scorponok.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Transformers.
No.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Also, the Ghostbuster Neutrino wand for $100 that they announced as well. The prop, the 1-for-1 replica.
Really?
Yeah.
We're gonna this. I have to say that this year's Toy Fair, it seemed like there was a lot more
Nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia.
Yeah.
It seemed like
If
last
you
year.
look at the Diamond Select stuff,
Diamond Select, Hasbro, NECA,
so many Batman animated series.
the Batman Animated props. Did you see the props you can buy? Leo, did you see those?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yo, tell them all about that.
No, I'm gonna give this one to you because have something I want to complain about that I need to send Leo a link for.
Okay,
So,
send me a link. I'm pulling up right now.
Right.
The NECA props.
Yeah, so they're doing Batman the animated series props, including
Batarang
Mr.
props.
And they're doing Batman '89. They're also doing Batman Begins and the animated series. The animated series, you can get Mr. Freeze's gun and goggles. You can get the Batarang. You can get the Batman '89 Batarang, the 1989 Lion Launcher, like the ones that drop down, where he goes, where does he get all those fantastic toys? And then he gets the Lion belt where he's like, you weighed more than 165 pounds, or whatever the line was.
There's
I just sent you a message.
okay. There's even Kryptonite prop replica.
Yep. And then they have the Lion Launcher from animated series. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. Like, all the money.
Okay, Yo, I have what you sent
So
on the screen.
this is a silly complaint, but I just sent you a Red Hood figure. Why the hell does Red Hood look like they just took a Spider-Man and repainted it? Look at that.
Spider-Man.
Like, look at how his position.
Yeah.
It literally looks like Spider-Man was just repainted it. Instead of webbing, it's a sword.
Huzzah!
Because it's
Like that makes zero sense.
It's
I mean, he is a Robin. Like, he is.
Yeah, but look at. Are you really going to be jumping in the air with a sword like that?
Yeah, he is. He's like, huzzah! He's like in spam a lot. Like, come on. It's Robin.
I actually saw that a couple of weeks.
Robin.
Saw that a couple of weekends ago when Nino was in it.
yeah, I agree. Maybe they just say. I mean, obviously they probably just reused a mold.
They always reuse
Just-
molds. Like this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. Well, except for
But-
Yo-Yo, it seems like.
I'm sorry, but of all the modes to reuse, you could have taken a Deathstroke or something, freaking Deadpool, anything that would have made more sense than making it look like fucking Spider-Man.
Whip, come on. I'm Jason Todd. I'm angry. I'm the Red Hood. Look at my sword.
Is he throwing it at the wall to swing somewhere? What the fuck?
Okay, I have to say, the Star Wars shop has they're called retro collections.
Are you talking about the Hasbro stuff? Or
Hasbro Star Wars
Yeah.
line. It looks stupid. I mean, it looks like they tried to take a mold from the original line and just like repainted it. I mean, it doesn't look like the original toys. It looks like they tried to add detail to the original toys, and it's just.
oh, did you see the R2D2?
Yes. Which one?
Yeah. Well, your point is being made by that R2D2. Like
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Well, do you also see the Marvel Avengers line?
I don't know. I think it's weird that they did a movie Wolverine. The Old Man Logan one I do like though.
Oh, holding the baby Hulk.
Yeah, that I can definitely get down with, but I'm confused on why in the world we need more like movie Wolverine figure. I like the fact that there's actually a Warpath. The Weapon X one kind of just looks like crazy '80s hair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of the. I want more Hugh Jackman in my life. So,
I agree
I'm
with
okay
that.
with that.
Yes, we all need more Hugh Jackman. Did you?
I'm good with that. I like the comic stuff, but I don't need another like. I do like that they're pulling out some obscure comic characters, not going super deep, but
I mean, I do like the detail on some of the characters on the Marvel. Like, it does look like they got some pretty good molds of them. As well, it looks like
Patrick Stewart one though. Like,
I know, right?
Wow, that one just.
But I am
That's on point.
I know, right? But I'm on board with the Magneto ones are really good with Ian McKellen. As well as I like a lot of the Avengers stuff. It looks like they're teeing it up for the video game coming out too. Because that's what the Iron Man suit looks like. It's from
the Peter
from the
Parker looks awesome also.
They all look awesome. Like, it always feels like if they put their mind to it, they can make it look pretty decent. I think that's always been the issue is they just sometimes rush these out.
Nimrod.
And I mean, and they also have Old Man Hawkeye.
Well, I mean that would be fitting with the Old Man Logan story,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I'm just not really feeling the Wolverine movie one.
Well, you're like the odd person out with that.
I feel like the details better on Magneto and Xavier. Even Rebecca Romijn one could be done better too, but the chin just looks weird in that one.
Well, I do like how they give the option of giving the bone claws and the regular claws.
I want a Hydra agent. Just throwing that out there too.
Why do you want a Hydra agent?
So I can make him Bob.
Why? Of course you would do that. Why am I not surprised you wouldn't do that?
Okay, so
It's friend.
so obviously there's a ton coming out. What is something that you guys think you will actually spend money on? I know there's a lot of stuff we say we're gonna buy, but what's something that you say, okay, that's sold?
The entire Back to the Future Funko line.
Batman animated series stuff. They got me on that one.
What about you, Jonathan?
What's funny? I actually usually go for more artwork than because I don't have a lot of room in my living space right now. But I actually go for more. If you could see, you can see my walls at all. I usually go for more art and like artist drawings and stuff like that. And I don't know. I think if I was gonna go action figure, I would probably go Star Wars. And I have a droid. I forget what the name of the vehicle is called. It's one of the droid vehicles from episode 1, and yeah, I would probably go with something from Star Wars if I was going to go that way. But yeah,
Nice. I was just gonna say the Ghostbusters line. They have the clock tower you can buy.
For the Funko?
Didn't I see that?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
Back to the Future. Yeah, it's the clock tower with the bolt of lightning going down the line, and then the pop you get is Dr. Brown with like the cut, like him, that scene, as well as they also have him holding the flux capacitor drawing with the big thing on his head.
Yep.
The Back to the Future Doc from Back to the Future 2, Marty from Back to the Future 2, Marty with the sunglasses and the headphones on, with the vest, and then one without the vest, and then the one from 2015 as well. There's a bunch of them.
Oh, and they're the back to the Doc Brown holding the remote control. That's the what box did that come in? That was like a box that Marty with a skateboard.
Yeah. Well, Marty used to be with the DeLorean when they did their first Back to the Future run.
Yeah, and I have that one, but a friend of mine also gave me the Marty with the DeLorean that came with the one of those. Oh, Loot Crate. It came with a Loot Crate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think Funko kind of has hit their stride a little bit. I am liking, like, now you can pre-order some stuff, because the hunt is fun, but it gets to a point where, like, I mean, I know people who literally camp out in front of Target now and Walmart and Box Lunch to get like the variants and then sell them for a stupid amount of money. And I'm like, dude, that's not cool. No. Especially with like Hot Topic and Box Lunch up by me up at I'm actually from Jonathan. I live in the Albany area, so I know Colony Center.
Okay, cool.
Nice. Colony Center, and they do the free shipment to the store, and I just go to the store and pick it up. So, which is nice.
Nice.
Well,
cool.
One thing that I like also is that the quality of the commons are so much better now, and like somebody compared the common Cap from Endgame to the Marvel box, and the common was just so much better quality than what came with the Marvel box, which is supposed to be an exclusive.
Yeah, I mean, I also too like how they're doing different things with it. Like, I know they had the Tony Stark Endgame snap scene with the gems that light up, which I thought was really cool that they did that. And they're picking cool descriptions, and they're setting up in like scenes now, which are really cool, and I like that. Like, I like how they're doing that, because they had to reinvent themselves just a little bit, and by doing some of these scenes and doing some of these sets, because if I look at it now, I now have the Ghostbuster Firehouse, I have the Dante's Inferno Lounge from Beetlejuice, and now I'm gonna have the Clock Tower as well, and then I can get the Fred Flintstone. Like, I can have like a little line of like movie sets, which is like really cool.
Did you get the you probably said it, the where they're capturing Slimer?
Yep, I got that.
Okay.
I got every single one of those except the library ghost and some of the rare variants of Slimer.
Wow, that's awesome.
That was my baby Harrison gift to myself.
Why did no one tell me that they released Scott Pilgrim Funkos?
Oh,
I didn't know they released Scott Pilgrim Funkos.
Also, Marvel Zombies.
I don't care about Marvel Zombies.
Okay.
I care about it as far as I want it in the Doctor Strange movie.
Well, I mean, the only cool one I saw was the Mysterio one with the brain. That's it. That glows in the dark. So, but in other news, there's two big news, breaking-ish news items in the world of Hollywood.
Yeah, what do you got?
I wanted your opinion. It was Bob Iger stepping down as CEO of Disney.
Yes.
As well as Steven Spielberg is stepping down from the director of Indy 5, and they've hired the director of Logan to direct Indy 5.
So Spielberg, I think that's a bad sign, him stepping down. Personally, I think it shows that, he doesn't have faith in the movie, and this could be just a cash grab. I mean, are we going to get another...
You think?
I mean, as long as we don't get another fridge scene.
God damn it, Mary! Shit.
Oh my god.
Shia LaBeouf, you son of a bitch. Mutt, come over here. Where's my fedora?
Have you seen the memes with Call It a Wild?
It belongs in a museum.
It belongs in a museum.
What do you mean? Pop people.
Have you seen the memes with Call It a Wild?
No, but I heard that movie's actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
So
I heard it was. I heard it was. I heard it was pretty good. Like some parts where the dog was kind of like meh, but everything else was really
a
good.
little too CGI in some scenes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. But I'm with you on the Steven Spielberg front that it shows face, but also like his statement actually isn't that like bad. He even said, he goes, I think it's time for somebody else to tell a different story or put their spin on the story. Which again, it could be that Steven Spielberg's like, I'm literally shooting the same movie I already shot. So it might be one of those things like I have 2 or 3 of these movies already that were the same vein. Like maybe let somebody else put a spin on the same story. I'm okay with that. He says he's going to be a hands-on on set as a producer. So how much is he really stepping back from this being a director? I'm looking forward to it because George Lucas has no input on this movie. That's the reason I'm kind of interested in this, to kind of see where a new writer, and it's the son of Kasdan. Lawrence Kasdan's son is writing the script or wrote the script with Spielberg.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So we'll see how that kind of comes out. I still don't believe this movie should be out. If it's a movie, I think it should be very much a flashback movie where you have old Indy telling stories about a younger Indiana Jones, in which you could literally drop anybody into the role as a younger Indiana Jones, kind of like they did with Solo, but like better and like good. And so if you wanted to do more Indiana Jones movies, you could do it with this person as a younger Indiana Jones. Like the stories of what is it? The young Indiana Jones show they had in the 90s. Like there's an option you could have done.
That was really good also.
So like
that was a pretty good show.
I figured like it's one of those things like you hear him like telling the story and he's like in a hospital or like in a nursing home or like just home retired. He's just telling like a one-off story about an adventure that he went on, and he's telling it to like a newspaper or a magazine or something like that. So that means Harrison Ford has limited screen time. He's still going to get a paycheck, but as well as you can introduce a new Indiana Jones if you wanted to keep the series out if you wanted to. and you're not going to intrude on what's already been established.
I dig it. I'm all for it.
But the Bob Iger stuff I think that's big. I think it's big news. I think that's not as big news as people.
So what do you think this entails? What are we going to see? I mean, obviously, somebody had to go down for the fallout from Star Wars and how Disney.
But I don't think it was.
I don't think it has anything to do with that.
He stated that 2021 was going to be his transition year. Like he was going to step down as CEO in 2021.
Yeah.
It might have been to a point where the Fox merger, he was like, "I'm all set. Like I've done. I don't want to start working on a huge project before I leave." And at that point, they might have been like, "Then I'm just going to step down."
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I was actually watching John Campea today, and he was saying that Bob Iger wanted to step down for years. Like he went to Disney and he got him up and running and got Disney Plus and had all the success. And I think he's still going to be there till the end of 2021. So
he's the executive chairman.
But right. But it's I don't know. At first I didn't know his, I guess you could call him his replacement at all, and I heard that the only thing I heard at first was the guy that was replacing him was in charge of Disney parks,
Yes.
and I'm like, but then I was a little hesitant because I'm like, if all he's been in charge of is Disney parks, oh great, it's gonna be another theme park ride and with a lot of missed opportunities. But then I heard he's actually been, I think, in pretty much every department of Disney. Like he has a lot of experience in a lot of different areas of
20 plus
Disney.
years.
Yeah. So knowing that, I think it might actually be a good thing.
I mean, so you got to think when Bob Iger came in, it was due to the fact in which that he came over after the hostile takeover from Roy Disney and the Michael Eisner era. So he took a company that was losing Pixar, was their animation department was in flux, and their parks were not as productive. And in that year, they purchased Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilms, and Fox. And they're $4 billion a year at the box office. I think if he's going to go out on top, I don't see a reason why go to this, right off into the sunset. Like,
Definitely.
Disney is now a powerhouse, and nothing's slowing it down. Right now. I'm a little positive Leo could run Disney right now, and nothing would happen.
Yes. Okay, Hugh Jackman's back as Wolverine.
He got paid $48 million last year.
Did you see his last movie?
No, not him. Not that. Bob Iger got paid $48 million last year as CEO of Disney.
Wow.
And 45 million of that was a bonus.
Wow.
Wow.
His base salary was $3 million.
That's crazy.
I mean, I'd say he earned it. I mean, shoot, Disney Plus just launched in, what was it, last October, November, and they already have like 26 million subscribers.
Yep.
Yeah, they're having issues.
So,
though. The my sister still hasn't received her gift membership that I bought for her for Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yep. So I'm gonna have to call and either last time I spoke to support, I was online for like an hour, so it's definitely painful. But yeah, I don't know what I need. I need to give them a call, spend an hour online, and just like get it fixed. Yeah. But I mean, that's a good problem to have.
8.6 million subscribers.
Yeah, and they were expecting 8, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, insane. And
Me and Baby Yoda.
yeah,
Yep.
Baby Yoda.
wait. Okay, hold on. Baby Yoda's a safe word.
Baby Yoda, Yoda, Yoda.
Nice callback. Nice call.
I'm glad you guys are enjoying this show. I hope everybody's enjoying listening to it as much as we're having fun making it. Well, it's getting close to that time. Want to let you know also Red Sun came out.
When is it going to be in Plex?
Yeah. No, obviously you haven't looked.
It's the server is down as of this morning.
No, because my wife was watching a movie over at her parents, so it should be up.
I tried to finish watching Jay and Silent Bob Reboot as you're missing a good 10-minute chunk of that movie.
I will re-encode it and put it back up. I kind of felt like a jerk too when I texted you the night, being like, "It doesn't work, fix it." And I'm like, "That's not kind of how I meant it." I was like, "Just giving you a heads up, dude." I don't see how that could have happened though. That's well, I don't know.
Have you watched the movie?
Yeah.
So it's the part where in the junkyard with Chris Jericho, that scene is cut.
Okay.
Like Kevin Smith comes out talking, Silent Bob starts talking,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden it cuts to them like outside the van, like chatting.
Oh wow, okay,
yeah, like I have no idea of how that got there. I was like, I kind of stopped watching because I'm like, I feel like I missed something here.
Okay, I will re-rip it and see what happens.
Zang.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you guys hear about who's backed out of PAX East?
Sony,
Capcom, and Square Enix.
Yep.
So no major brands are going to be there.
Which the people behind Cyberpunk dropped out too.
Oh wow.
CD Projekt Red.
So they say one person in Boston is like confirmed with a coronavirus.
One of the colleges, yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's close to home. I mean, it's that they're canceling a big con in the area.
Oh no, they're not canceling. It's just like
sorry.
There's not going to be a huge, large chunks of it are going to be.
I meant the vendors are canceling on it.
I'll be surprised. I wonder how many people have called for their money back, being like, these vendors are canceled because of this. I know the mayor Marty Walsh of Boston wrote letters and called these companies, being like, "Can you please still come?" Like, this is
from what I heard,
Boston.
One of them is just going to scale back their presence. I think Square Enix is just scaling back their presence.
They said they're out 100%.
They're out totally now?
100% they're out.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because before they said they were just going to scale back their presence.
Yeah, what I read was Sony
backed out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was right around the time they backed out on Mobile World Congress, which they canceled this year.
Jesus.
So, how do you think that's going to affect our con season?
I think it'll just.
I mean, a lot more face mask, I guess.
Yeah.
Make sure you have hand sanitizer.
Apparently, the proper face mask is unavailable. It's like a M95 is the model you need to get. I don't know.
Sure, I could go to like an army surplus store and get one of those like military grades.
Yeah, and you
That
can.
won't look awkward at all.
Holy shit! You could build it into a cosplay and then go to Jonathan's con with a. That would be awesome. There we go. That's how you do the cons this year.
So, updated as of today, Capcom and Square East will both scale back on their presence. Now joining the group will be Cyberpunk developer CD Projekt Red and PlayerUnknown's Battleground developer PUBG Corp. The silver line may be that neither companies have large announcements and this could drop. CD Projekt Red explained that it has no plans to demo Cyberpunk 2077. So it looks like they will be there, but they will be more of just like, hey, here's our game. It still sucks.
Yeah. I was somewhat hoping that maybe to get, some time with Cyberpunk, but
I think that game's not going to come next year.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's going to be a PS5 launch title.
That will be a next-gen launch title.
Yep. Totally.
Well, no, because I'm pretty sure they're going to be launching on Xbox One because they announced that if you buy it for Xbox One, you'll still be able to get it for Xbox X.
No, but I'm not tonight. I'm still saying that I wouldn't be surprised if it's tied into the launch of the new systems. And if they're going to pull up Breath of the Wild, like they'll have it on to previous consoles, even though you can get it for the newer console as well. I don't know whoever would buy Breath of the Wild for the Wii U, but teach their own.
Someone who bought a Wii U and was like, "God damn it! I spent this money. I'm going to use it."
Yeah, I played the 5th.
So, Leo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap things up. I want to thank you all for joining us this evening, and I urge you to check the show notes down below or up above, depending on where you're watching or listening to us, to learn more about goggles and gadgets, and also our awesome people here. Jonathan, where do you like people interacting with you most?
So usually Facebook, or email.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I usually go through Facebook or email. So yeah.
Okay, and I have your Facebook down below or up above, depending on where you're watching or
Awesome.
listening to us. Yo.
Boy Meets Fun on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Yo St. Laurent on those same social media channels. And, of course, here. James?
Also, I want to big a shout out to Alex, one of our co-hosts who are still recovering from his thing, and he did a great post the other day, basically just thanking everybody for contributing to help him get him back on his feet. I know he's still looking for some help, so definitely check out his coffee account at pure_Alex Hoey, as well as his website, his Facebook pages as well. I know he's still selling a bunch of art, so check him out. Support local artists and his endeavors, as well as you can find me at Longtime Storm on the Twitter and Instagram, and here on the Dorkening Podcast Network in numerous capacities. Leo Pond.
Yeah, and for Alex, also check the show notes down below or above. I got all of Alex's information there. And head on over to thedorkening.com for all the latest episodes and shows on the podcast network. A lot of awesome people doing a lot of awesome stuff. I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Later.